assassin mentality would have worked perfectly together, and he would have been like Scottie Pippen, but on a higher level. I love just picturing this possibility. Shannon, how would LeBron have worked as MJ's teammate?
Well, Skip, if you get LeBron early, before he becomes what he's becoming, I think I think LeBron is on to something. It's hard for me to see a scenario where LeBron is, say like 3 years, 4 years into the league, he's established himself and then becomes second fiddle. But Skip, LeBron's game is all about passing, moving the basketball. Yeah, he can get his own shot. We know what he represents, but he can pass the ball. He's a better passer. True point guard. Both have got about 6'9", play the three, the small forward. But I would have loved to have seen this. Now I don't know how realistic it is. I don't know if LeBron is going to take Jordan's type of leadership, the tough, hands-on, tough love, whatever you want to call it, bullying, tough love, pulling, dragging, going. But I think LeBron is very, very self-motivated. So I don't think Michael would have had, because Michael didn't do that to Scottie. So I believe he would have known what Bron represents and would have not had to do that with LeBron James. But but to say, wow. I mean, to hear LeBron say that, Skip, I mean, obviously you're like, yeah, it would have been great to play with Magic or play with Bird, but I don't know if I've ever heard of a historically great player saying they would have loved to have played with another great player, especially, you're talking about, we definitely wouldn't be having these debates right now, Skip, if LeBron James played with Michael Jordan. We're not going to have a debate. We can't have a debate with GOATs if you play on the same team. So, I think that's what kind of hurt Magic and what hurt Kareem a little bit, Skip, is that they played on the same team. And it's kind of hard when you got two guys like that for like, okay, which one is better? But I would have loved to have seen it. But then I wouldn't get an opportunity to see GOAT in its purest form. I mean, I would not have got an opportunity to see the big GOAT. Like Edie was talking about the one with the horn, the big horn, like old GOAT James be having on the side of his head. I wouldn't have got an opportunity to see that, Skip, because Mike would have been hogging up all the shots. And I would have been seeing them game winners that old GOAT James been hitting in the playoffs over the last 17 years. So, Skip, I do think it would have worked, though. I really do, because I think LeBron would have set whatever notions about him wanting to be, let's say, a historically great player. I believe he would have set that aside because he would have wanted to win championships, and that's what it would have taken, because you can't have two assassins on the same team. One of the guys needs to be an assassin, and the other guy needs to take a different type of role. Scottie was able to do that. I believe LeBron would have been able to do that. I know it drives you crazy, but LeBron James, they might have had about 14 titles. 14. LeBron gets there in 87 like Scottie Pippen, so 88, 89, they didn't run out about 10 or 11 straight. Celtics would have been no more. We didn't even talk about the late 50s and 60s Celtics. It would have been the Bulls with GOAT James and Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Before I address your last point, which is the best point for me to attack, allow me to address LeBron's contention that he would have been perfect for Michael Jordan. For once, I completely and utterly agree with LeBron and with Shannon Sharpe. He would have been the perfect complement to Michael Jordan. I couldn't have made it up better. You've got LeBron, whose nature is to pass first, and you've got what LeBron said was the all-time assassin, a man who attacked you to score the basketball, to rip effectively your basketball throat out. And to me, you're right. In fact, Rick Bucher's piece that we talked about yesterday, Bleacher Report, was about how would Michael do today. And there was an anonymous quote from an NBA executive saying, yeah, LeBron playing with Michael would have been Scottie on steroids. Yep, he would have been 6'9", 260. With that passing gift, you would have been everything Scottie and then some. You would have taken it up a whole nother level from Scottie. But I've told you from the start, the reason it would have worked is because LeBron is more of a lover than a fighter. He's more of non-confrontational. He's more of a facilitator, and he would have gone with MJ's flow, especially if you get him as a younger player. Yes, he would have begun deferring to Jordan, and he would have allowed Jordan to become the alpha on the team. And I think LeBron James with Michael could have been the all-time greatest Robin you could ever imagine. But he would be the B-side to the alpha. And in the end, when you look at LeBron, he would keep doing what he does best, which is make not good passes. He's still the best passer in basketball. And then it would be more on Michael's shoulders to hit last shots, to make game-changing plays on offense and defense, as he regularly did. And that would be a lethal combination. And LeBron went so far as to say that he likes being challenged by a big brother like Dwayne Wade the first time around in Miami, 2011. He said, I loved it when D. Wade came to me and said, hey, 6, because he's obviously wearing number 6. 6, you got to get going. And he loved that Ty Lue, his second time around in Cleveland, would say, Bron, when are you going to get going? You know, it's time, right? And he said he took that and enjoyed the challenge of it. And I can tell you what would have happened if those two had been together. Trust me, Michael would have toughened up LeBron. Michael would have made LeBron a much better late game, close game free throw shooter, because I promise you, Shannon, every day after practice, Michael would have challenged LeBron to a free throw shooting contest in front of the team and the coaches. And it would be for money only those two guys could have afforded, LeBron and Michael. And once you get put to the fire, you get fire tested by that guy. And if you beat him occasionally, you'd start feeling better and better about your chances standing alone at the late game free throw line with the game tied, 1 down, about making those free throws. So I think Michael could have been great for LeBron. Now, to your point, I was shocked that LeBron talked about this. Why would he even bring it up? It's almost like he's conceding the GOAT debate to Michael, because Michael would never talk about playing with LeBron. Did you hear that come up in the document? No, you're not going to hear that. He would never acknowledge LeBron, except in that 2015 ESPN The Magazine article in which he talked about he'd studied LeBron on TV, because in Michael's head it was, how can I defend him? I've got to make him go left, because when he goes left, he pulls up and shoots jump shots. I can't let him go right because he's too big for me. 6'9", 260, I'm 6'6", maybe 215. So I can't let him drive hard right and drive by me. And Michael talked openly about that, about how to stop LeBron, not about joining forces with LeBron. Because, Shannon, Michael Jordan, the last thing he wanted to do is join forces with Magic or Bird or Kareem or whoever it was. He didn't think like that. Everything he had was homegrown. Scottie was drafted, obviously, and Tony Kukoc was drafted. They did